Mel tried to force-feed me a cake I'm definitely allergic to at her 25th anniversary party. Now she's regretting it because of what Phil did. I, 27F, married my husband Frank, 30M, about a year ago after being together for 2 years. I've met his family many times, and we used to get along well until recently. During the visit to his parents, the conversation turned to kids, and I casually mentioned that I wasn't interested in being a mother. My husband and I have discussed this and both agreed we don't want kids. My mother-in-law, Sharon, 52F, initiated the conversation and tried to change our minds, especially mine. She continued to push for several days until I firmly told her that neither of us was interested, and I didn't want to discuss it further. This upset Sharon, and she started being cold towards me, acting weird whenever I was around. My father-in-law, Ben, 53M, didn't seem to care, which was a relief. Frank assured me that Sharon would come around eventually because it wasn't her place to dictate our decisions about having kids. We continued visiting his parents since Ben wasn't well, and I tried to be polite to Sharon despite her coldness. Recently, we attended their 25th wedding anniversary party, organized by Frank's older brother, who threw a lavish event and invited many people, including my parents. Despite Sharon's cold shoulder, I enjoyed the party with my husband and parents. When it was time to cut the cake, a chocolate peanut butter cake, I knew I couldn't have any due to my severe nut allergy. Sharon, aware of my allergy, made a scene by insisting I take a bite of her slice. I politely declined multiple times, reminding her of my allergy, but she persisted. Eventually, she smashed the cake into my mouth. I spit it out immediately and rinsed my mouth while Frank yelled at her. Once I recovered from the shock, I confronted Sharon, calling her behavior psychotic and declared I would never come back because of her actions. I emphasized that our decision not to have kids didn't justify her treating me poorly. Sharon claimed she didn't know my allergies were that serious, which was a blatant lie since she decooked for me many times before. In anger, I called her a crazy liar, and she retaliated by accusing me of faking my allergies for attention and of turning their son against having kids because I might be infertile. That accusation pushed me over the edge, and I smashed a chunk of cake in her face before storming out. Frank and my parents followed me, and we drove home in silence. Later, Frank comforted me, assuring me that I wasn't to blame. After we left, Sharon played the victim, crying and garnering sympathy from her family, while Ben surprisingly stood up for us, criticizing Sharon's controlling behavior. The party ended in a fight between Ben and Sharon, which was recorded by a cousin. Sharon's family believes I owe an apology for overreacting and ruining the anniversary, but Frank and I disagree. Frank's brother and some relatives keep texting Frank about Sharon's misery, trying to guilt trip us. Ben, however, is unbothered by Sharon leaving and has considered divorcing her, feeling liberated after years of her controlling behavior. He regrets not joining his brother's business years ago due to Sharon's influence, which cost him significant financial success. Frank and I encouraged Ben to pursue his interests and support his decision to divorce Sharon. Sharon has since accused me of manipulating Ben into leaving her, making posts online portraying herself as a victim and blaming me for everything. Despite the backlash from her relatives, Frank and I remain united and supportive of Ben, who has filed for divorce. Sharon's attempts to paint me as the villain won't change the facts, and Frank and I are happy despite her efforts to create drama.